these talks turbulence here because just moments ago,
Shut up.
colleague Trey Yingst says that a regional intelligence official tells Fox News that, quote, the Strait of Hormuz is under full IRGC control and effectively closed at this moment.
Trump has done nothing. It's closed again, baby.
Multiple vessels have been forced to turn around since this morning as they attempt.
God, the Fox News Iran U.S. flag is just,
through the
or
Strait.
Israeli U.S.
Trey
flag
adds
is
this
just
as
so,
well. The
so
IRGC
good.
opening fire on at least one vessel as part of the closure policy they declared last night. This is not at all the way President Trump suggested Iranian officials were cooperating with the Strait. We're going to talk in just a moment about
because
how
they
markets,
weren't.
all the indices went up because of it. But the fact that Iran and the IRGC is effectively trying to step in and reassert control is not going to be met kindly with President.
No, it's definitely not as the president said it was going to be. And also, it's for those of us just watching on the sideline who don't understand, necessarily all the military,
Get expected for another economic dip after this.
all the military components that are going on here. I'm actually surprised that they can take control of the Straits of Hormuz at this point. I thought
Why
that
are we
they've been
surprised by
more
this?
degraded militarily and not able to do that. I don't know about you, Charlie, but this is very shocking, or maybe not so.
Well, it's not it's not difficult to make threats and to as they have throughout the history of the revolution. Iran has made, which is why we are the only reason they have any power is because they're willing to do whatever.
Yeah, okay, buddy. All right, pal.
It takes to bully people into being afraid to pass through there. But what the thing that I'm sort of baffled by here is I don't know what their long play is. If their long play is
Just outlast Trump. It's not that hard for them. They figured it out. Their long play is just outlast Trump.
is to try to get the world to come to their side, I don't think this is going to work. If anything, this is going to pressure countries that have been a little bit reluctant to get involved, but I don't think it's going to be to get involved on their side. I think the United States has demonstrated a far better and fairer ability to keep international waterways open for all people for free and fair trade. And Iran has done the exact opposite. So I don't really know what their long play is by doing this right now.
And why did it happen? I mean, is it possible that there was also in conjunction with this deal, there was a ceasefire in Lebanon? So is it? I don't have information on that, but it's possible that maybe that was broken, and could that have triggered that?
Maybe,
because remember yesterday the president wrote on Truth Social, he said Israel will not be bombing Lebanon any longer. They are, and he put in quotes, prohibited from doing so by the USA. Enough is enough. 3 exclamation points. Thank you, President DJT. So, I mean, I don't know if this has anything to do with that, but that's a pretty strong statement to say publicly to Israel.
It is, but to go back to a point you were making just a moment ago, Rachel, about Iran taking control of the Strait, that's important because Iran did not, before the war started, ever have control of the Strait. For the reason Charlie's mentioning, every strait on the planet under the UN's Convention on the Law of the Sea says no one controls it, and yet we have seen it. And in this statement from a regional intelligence official to Trey Yingst, saying that the Strait of Hormuz is under full IRGC control and effectively closed at this moment, adding that the IRGC has opened fire on at least one vessel, is a level
Not surprised. Sneeze.
Asserting control that Iran has never done. And so it's pushing its bounds. To your point, Charlie, about the long game, we have no idea because Iran's never been more militarily defeated. And their ability
the fact that they're double and triple downing on the Iran has never been more militarily defeated. They know the fact that the U.S. has zero fucking shot at taking on Iran. I mean, we could, but it would be absolutely unpopular on every front. I don't think this will make the Trump admin more popular. But at the same time, like, I'm not surprised that this was happening because I guarantee none of the talks that were actually happening with Iran, and this kind of shows it. How did Trump react? I need to see this guy's reaction.
But this is such an important subject that I'd rather let this just speak for itself. And we'll be talking about Iran later. We have very good conversations going on. It's working out very well. They got a little cute, as they have been doing for 47 years. Nobody ever took them on. We took them on. They have no Navy. They have no Air Force.
But they shut down the Strait of Hormuz again. Mr. President.
No, nothing. Actually, their leaders it is regime change. You call that enforced regime change. But we're talking to them. wanted to close up the Strait again, as they've been doing for years, and they can't blackmail us. In fact, a lot of the ships are coming up to Texas. I don't know if you know, in Louisiana, the ships are coming up. They got used to it. Maybe they'll keep doing it. It's worked
Yeah, they're coming up to Louisiana and Texas because they just got here.
out pretty good. But it's going actually along very well. And we'll see. But we'll have some information by the end of the day. We're talking to them. And, we're taking a tough stand. They've killed a lot of people. A lot of our people have been killed. A lot of your fellow soldiers have been killed over the years by Iran. The roadside bomb. Soleimani, I killed Soleimani.
Thank you for that. He was making the explosive form penetrators. They're making them in Iran, bringing them to Iraq and blasting through the vehicles.
Well, he was the father of the roadside bomb, essentially, and he killed a lot of people. And when you see soldiers or others, but soldiers generally walking around with no legs, with no arms, a face that's been smashed, that was Soleimani, that was Iran that did that. So we have a much different view on it than other presidents. They've gotten away with murder for 47 years. They're not getting away with it anymore. Does anybody have any questions with the great professionals, please?
Yeah, it takes about a year for ships to take, or not a year. Yeah, about a year. No, 6 months. How long does it take? How long does it take oil tankers to get to the U.S. from Iran? Turning away from Strait of Hormuz. Iran reopened Strait. Yeah. It takes between 30 and 50 days. Okay. And we're hitting that mark. It's been about 50 days since this war started. We're going to see gas prices going up pretty... let's check the AAA gas prices. They're going to go up pretty dramatically, if I'm thinking correctly. If I'm thinking like a big girl. Yeah, Trump can't blackmail us. What are AAA's natural gas prices? Sheesh! Goddamn! Fucking Jesus Christ. Fucking, oh my God. Current average, month ago average, week ago average. So it's dropped a little bit, but it's gonna go up. Price of oil. Alright, it's down to $84 a barrel. That's actually not terrible. But granted, if we look like a year ago, like I'm saying 80 isn't terrible, but a year ago it was $60. 2012 was the last time we saw gas prices this expensive. What happened in 2012? You should talk about the Middle East. Here's COVID when it got down to 23. And 60 was this was Afghanistan when we pulled out of Afghanistan. And this took a while to settle down. This took a while, June to June, to get down to $70. Like I said, it's going to be at least a year before we see any sort of recovery on the economic side of this, because it's about to hit. The U.S. is about to run out of oil completely. Current amount of crude oil in the USA. 13.6 is their production. There's a change from 0 to 1.3 1 year ago. Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for. Whatever. There was a video I saw and I thought it was a good video. And now I can't find it because I'm a fucking I wonder if I have it saved on Twitter. Anyways, this all relates to the end of at the end of the day. Like, it's all the same shit. Donald Trump is just, oh my God, dude. I love the Iran embassy of South Africa. They are funny as shit. Just as Hegs has dismissed elite forces, Rubio purged professional diplomats. Damn. When the U.S. can't stop attacks on Lebanon, it means they have also prevented genocide. When the U.S. can't stop Israeli attacks on Lebanon, it means it could have also when it can't stop Israelis' attacks on Lebanon, it means it could have also prevented genocide in Gaza. True! Dude, they're so funny, man. They're so funny. Dude, whoever's running this account is just fucking hilarious. Oh, dude, Vermin Supreme follows this guy? Hell yeah. They're so funny.
Overnight, Iran reversed course and is now saying the Strait of Hormuz is under its control. Now, remember, on Friday, Iran said it would open the strait. But today's announcement comes after President Trump said the U.S. would maintain its own naval blockade until Iran reaches a deal with the U.S. President Trump telling CBS News Friday that Iran had agreed to, quote, everything, including a plan to remove enriched uranium that could be used to make a nuclear weapon. Now, that would appear to be in doubt this morning. Let's go to Olivia Rinaldi at the White House. Olivia.
Oh, it's so obvious that he was lying. Even state media, not state media, but neoliberal media saying that he was lying. Finally, man. I gotta find that video. If someone can find me that video of the trip that oil tankers take from Iran to the U.S. Yeah, YouTube isn't going to show me anything. Marine traffic. Maritime traffic map. So this is the map. From Iran, they come all the way down across the coast and then up to the U.S. Some go through Suez Canal and through the Mediterranean and then come out to the U.S. But this trip from Iran, because an oil tanker doesn't go faster than like a bicycle. They're very, very slow. Speed of a oil tanker. Tanker ships, 13 knots. 13 knots in mph is about like 12 miles an hour. They're very slow, and that's a lot of that's thousands and thousands of miles they need to cover. So we're just getting the last of the oil tankers right now. Let's see. Yeah, here you can kind of see a little bit better now with Marine Tracker. See these red ships? These red ships are going from the U.S. or from Iran to the U.S. and they're just getting there. And there's going to be no more. China, India, Russia kind of ran out last week. The EU ran out a week before that. It's not looking hot. It is not looking hot. I don't know, man. We're going to see a huge increase in inflation here in the next month. I think May is going to be a very difficult month for a lot of people. It's time to get rice and bean pilled. Rice and beans, people. It's good for you. On 2 ships.
The Strait of Hormuz on Saturday, as sources said at least 2 commercial vessels reported being hit by gunfire while trying to cross the waterway. Several others said they received radio messages from Iran's navy saying they were not allowed to pass. It came as Iran said it was bringing back strict military controls on the vital trade route, saying the United States was still blockading Iranian ports. In a statement reported by Iranian TV, a Revolutionary Guard spokesperson accused the U.S. of repeatedly breaching commitments and, quote, acts of piracy and maritime theft under what it calls a blockade. The state news channel also read out a message by Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei, who said Iran's navy was ready to inflict new bitter defeats on its enemies. The tough messaging injected fresh uncertainty around the Iran conflict.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that they did this. Yeah, Iran released traumatic video reported attack on American oil tanker. Iran strikes. Yeah. This is great, dude. This is so lovely and so wonderful.
Iran says it's reopening the Strait of Hormuz, at least for now. The move comes during a 10-day ceasefire. About 1/5 of the world's oil and natural gas flows through that narrow stretch of water. With shipping set to resume, markets reacted fast. Oil prices dropped sharply, with Brent crude plunging more than 10%. to around $89 a barrel, and stocks moved higher as fears of supply disruptions eased. The Strait had been
And now it's closed again, making everybody feel.
Iran says
It's going to make everybody completely fear. What's it called? It's going to make people completely fear any sort of investment that they have. Somebody recently asked me what they should do with their market investments, and I say, please take them out.
is reopening the Strait of Hormuz, at least for now.
Because
the move comes during a
they're going to
10-day
lose. We're going to lose a lot of money in the economy. And if you want to do capitalism, you got to do it kind of right. Like, you hear what I'm saying here? Jesus, man.